I have an article here from themarysue.com. It's up on archive because the Mary Sue is a terrible hellscape of a website. Ranks up there with Jezebel and The Root and just shit like that. But anyway, this Baldur's Gate 3 plot is unable to shake harmful fantasy tropes. This is from a couple weeks ago. I just happened to run across it though. But it goes on and talks about basically that these swamp hags are anti-Semitic. And it goes on and tries to give a few examples of what they're talking about, blah, 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 and everything. There's some funny parts here where, like, she's talking about, essentially, there's a character who's made deals with, like, wretched people, you know, basically. She's lost her family, as it says here. She's lost her lover and father to their future child. Miranda works out a deal with Ethel. Ethel's a witch, transformed into a swamp-like hag. She'll resurrect Connor, the lover and the father, in exchange for Marina's child who she'll teach magic. Ethel reveals plans to eat the child to make a hag daughter. As you can see, they cap the whole thing. This plot of a magical person who shares features with historically anti-Semitic caricatures of Jewish people, trading or coercing someone to give up a child that will be consumed in some way sounds familiar. It's because it is. This story is a common storytelling device in fantasy that came from the extremely anti-Semitic trope of blood libel. Goes on, tries to give some explanations and stuff, and blah 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 and everything. It's neither here nor there, but now these swamp hags are anti-Semitic. They're like Jewish people. We got what is it? The drows, the orcs, you know, dark elves and such. Those are black people. I believe there's some out there that are probably stand-ins, quote unquote, in these people's eyes for like Asian people or Latinos or whatever. Of course, they don't apply the same type of idea to, you know, white people because they don't give a shit. But it's just, again, it's more just searching for the outrage, you know. And then there is a funny part where basically she, you know, talks about it and, you know, tries to give some examples, quote unquote. But like when Japanese media is criticized for problematic content, I anticipate some will think I'm just projecting American ideas on another country, as BG3 developers Larian Studios are based in Belgium, or that I'm somehow the anti-Semitic one for simply pointing out how this draws upon a millennium of anti-Jewish stereotypes. No, they would say that you're the anti-Semitic one for seeing this in the first place. For Christ's sake, this is ridiculous. I mean, this is some hardcore reaching for straws here. It's absolutely ridiculous. She tries to justify it some here, blah blah blah, moron. Yeah. See here, like the tieflings, they mirror Jewish people, Romani people, and Black Americans. It's like, yeah, damn, they're putting in the work there. They need a bump in pay for all this stuff. What they're doing is ridiculous. It's like, come on, you guys are being underpaid here. Anyway, it goes on. She tries to justify it some more and blah 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 and everything. And of course, it's another example of storytellers failing to confront underlying issues of prejudices in the genres they're exploring. And even in the game I'm thoroughly enjoying, that's worth discussing. It's not a new complaint for Dungeons and Dragons or Wizards of the Coast, even though they've gone as woke as you could possibly get in a lot of ways. But anyway, it goes on, tries to blame, you know, QAnon, you know, talking about a dog whistle. Then they talk, oh, we gotta. They often invoke a need to protect white Protestant children from a changing world and blah 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 and all this kind of stuff. And I'll link this article here if you want to read, or in the description box if you want to read it for yourself. But that's basically it. This whole thing. It's complete garbage. It's bullshit. It's yet again. I'm grasping for straws. Put up the gift from Bob's Burgers. I'm literally grasping at straws here. It's absurd, but again, it is the Mary Sue. This is why sites like the Mary Sue, Kotaku, etc. They need to die. To be quite honest, they need to just go away. The people involved need to be fired and go back to their jobs of doing whatever they were doing before. I can't believe the absurdity of this bullshit. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. I'm starting to ramble a little bit. I've already gone over 4 minutes with this, but thank you very much for watching and have a good one.